Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now, welcome to Challenger Spectate, and it might be the most Challenger Spectate we've ever done, because people on stream today actually told me about this guy. Again, I am actually on the Smurf account, that's why you can see Graves, not the summoner name. But his summoner name is ZYB, just 3 letters as one word, and he is genuinely smurfing in Challenger. It's a pro, I believe, Vitality Bow, and his actual account is on a 66% overall win rate, and he's maintaining that through Challenger. In his last 20 games, he's got an 85% win rate, and he's averaging over a 5 KD playing Graves, 8 wins, 1 loss in his last 9 games of Graves. He's just absolutely killing it. So today on stream, people said, if you want to do a high rating spectate Huz, which I do like doing occasionally, maybe you should watch him to see what he's doing, because apparently he's like flawlessly playing pretty much. And I will say, you know, and I'd actually be interested to hear what people are saying in the comments about what I'm about to say, is I have had a very small, and I will say it's a small inkling, but it is there. It's like an urge of, should I look to go back into the jungle? The reason being is, I'd say in solo queue, games are determined, and you probably, I can't remember when I said it, but I said it recently in a video. Games are determined by mainly 2 different types of things. And I would say most solo queue games, I'd say the average solo queue game is determined by either jungle difference or the worst player on the enemy, on either team. So either the jungler will be making the big difference, your jungler carries, you win the game, or you've got a mid laner that's going 1 and 8 in lane phase, okay, you've probably lost the game. It's generally jungling or your worst player in the match. I'm playing mid lane. It's a good role, you know, but it's not jungle. It's not as impactful. So I kind of like, it's in the back of my mind of maybe I should look to do it again. The only problem with jungle, where it has incredible power, and you can, by the way, see his jungle clear is flawless. He's walking away at the camp to maximize his time perfectly. The only problem with jungle is with its power and like, you know, it's so impactful, it's so amazing, also comes with the negative of, if you muck it up, it's also really bad. That's the problem with jungle. So yes, you can make the biggest difference in the match, but that goes both ways. Dude, he's literally perfectly clearing it. Like, he doesn't even go for the last auto on the wolf. It was about to reset, and it perfectly gets the red timer on it and kills it. This is insane. Again, sometimes when you see amazing League of Legends play, it looks so basic, but that's the point. If it looks so basic and they're pulling it off flawlessly, that's how well they're playing it. Even this jungle clear is impressive, to be honest. Crazy. So, finished his full clear, 3 minutes 19, not bad. Heads on over to Scuttle, with being level 4, by the way, already, with doing a full clear. Doesn't get contested too much, and also does a nice smite to secure that also. By the way, I don't know why the massive trend is happening, but some junglers, even in, like, you know, Diana, meanwhile, first gank of the game, gets early flash into some damage. That's probably going to be that, but does a nice job securing Vel'Koz some nice lane pressure. Yeah, I don't know why, but, like, you see the enemy Diana has got Ghost. They are trying to dive. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's the early game Pantheon. Ooh, nearly gets the kill. So they're using the early game Pantheon. It's what I've mentioned all the time. If you want to make Pantheon work, you know, it's actually the guy, the spear shot guy. I've heard he's a lovely guy, by the way. But he actually says Pantheon scales okay. I've always been like, he probably scales okay if... And also, this is bugged. I need to get rid of this. That and that, and should fix it. There you go. Pantheon doesn't scale well, like, just by pure numbers. But he can do well if he has a good early game. Like... And trust me when I say, Pantheon can still kill the enemy AD carry, or most enemy AD carries in late game, like every top laner can. He can do that. There's no, you know, I'm not arguing that at all. Where I would say he definitely falls off in terms of being useful and, you know, his scaling is early orientated, is if there's a Fiora and he hasn't snowballed against a Fiora in lane phase, and then he has to try and stop the Fiora in mid to late game. He's not going to. That's the problem. Unless he has snowballed the early game, then he's going to struggle. And that's kind of why I would say we played Fiora into Pantheon ourselves the other day. Really good flank gank. Does the W, so Aphelios has to commit forward. Is committing forward, just run away. Gets the kill, does Yuumi. And now Graves on the attack for the Sona. She has flash available, so I would expect her maybe to live. But so does Graves, actually. Yeah, she's actually dead, I think. Yeah. She needed a flash earlier, I would say, to try and commit herself to, you know, not being as low health. But yeah. Meanwhile, Spearshot, the Pantheon does get himself another kill, which is good. This is exactly what he needs to do. Pantheon has to win the early game, in my opinion, and that is exactly what he's doing. He will get outscaled by an Aatrox, eventually. But he is winning the early game. He is snowballing. But like I was mentioning, I played against a Pantheon the other day. I was playing Fiora, that exact matchup. And what did my jungler do? My jungler came top lane early to shut down the early Pantheon and get me snowballing. That's exactly what has happened this game. The Diana tower dove the Aatrox early, gave Pantheon a free kill, and now you can snowball from it. That's the whole point. That's what you're supposed to do with early game champions. That's the power, by the way, of Renekton in pro play. They use his early game prowess in pro play perfectly, and that's why he's had so many nerfs and is now screwed in solo queue. So now here's an interesting angle. Graves is now top lane, and maybe he's like realizing, if we let Pantheon snowball too much, this game is going to be a nightmare. Maybe I should go top lane myself a little bit to try and stabilize the Aatrox, slow down the Pantheon. So we might now see that, to be honest. Yuumi, by the way, I think, which is quite funny, and there's the Pantheon right there. They have spotted. The Yuumi wanted to abandon bot lane already, by the way, and I'm pretty damn sure the Graves pinged him away. Was like, no, go away, you're bot lane, leave me. So now big fight's happening, Graves out positioning, and he will end up dead. So that's a disaster. You're going top lane, you're the Graves, you're trying to help, and you've actually given the kill. But then Aatrox gets a return kill, so that's not too bad. It's a 1-for-1. Diana got the kill, which is something. Unfortunately, I will say the Diana's doing the unhealthy build. Sunfire. It is looking like it's getting nerfed. Now, there is a whole conversation we can have about that build. For those that don't know, there are certain non-tank champions, Yone, Diana, that are building Sunfire and then doing a more normal build, and they're completely getting away with it. Now, what Riot is doing in relation to this is the completely wrong thing to do, and many people have said it also. So what are they doing? They are nerfing the damage of Sunfire, but the problem is, the champions that are doing that build are not buying it for the damage. They're doing it for the tankiness that then can enable them to survive situations they normally wouldn't survive in. Why can they get away with it, though? It's purely and simple. Those champions do way too much damage in their base damage. They don't... Well, they scale a lot of them, but if they can do 2,000 damage in their combo without having any damage items, that's why they can get away with it. Literally, that is the only reason they can get away with it, and that's what's happening. So them nerfing the damage by 10 per whatever dot, whatever, it's probably not going to do anything. It probably, Diana, Yone, they'll still buy it because they're not buying it for that reason. What Riot need to actually do is look at the champions that are doing that build and nerf their base damage and increase their scaling damage off AD or AP. Thus, would make champions force them to actually build items that are built for them. That's the point, but they're not having to. All right, so Aatrox survives. Again, if you're the Pantheon, why would you not overchase that? You're not overchasing that because where is Aatrox running to? He must be running to safety, and the safety was Graves. His, you know, logically, these are all really good challenger players. My jungle is doing Dragon, thinking the Pantheon. Where would Graves naturally be? Well, I know the red has spawned. He's probably there. Therefore, I'm not going to chase the Aatrox, and I'm going to let him live for now. One thing that he should be very careful of is the Pantheon ult. Where is the Pantheon? Oh, there he is. So, Pantheon went back, and Aatrox is not dead. Wow, is he actually not dead? Wow, he should be dead. Again, unfortunately, I do think the scoreboard is really bugging out, by the way. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Maybe people just haven't bought for a while. But yeah, the replays are still kind of very bugged. Diana now bot lane. Again, guarantee she probably would have done a lot of damage for the time of the game, at least. Because I will say, you know, the damage in the game of League is still pretty damn high. Yes, the durability update got rid of, like, the insane damage that, you know, you can build full tank and still one-shot somebody. But the damage is still high. Will Graves get the kill? Yes, he will. Pantheon overstays. Graves gets himself a shutdown. So again, so far, we've seen very clean play from the Graves. Near perfect farm. Is involved in 4 kills. So more than... He's been involved in every single kill this game. He's been involved with. Perfect farm. But we've not seen anything, like, insane yet. Now, what I am expecting, and Again, what I like to see is the Yuumi didn't abandon the Ezreal really early, because I hate when they do that. I don't know if I'm the only one, probably not. But Yuumi, it feels like Yuumi players don't want to be support bot lane, because the moment that they can abandon the AD carry, they will abandon the AD carry. And it's so weird to me. Like, yes, I do know Yuumi with a Graves is powerful, but you're a support bot lane. You are completely screwing your AD carry if you leave him at level 4 or 5. Like, that's the point. It's too early. Anyway, Vel'Koz in potential trouble again. Nearly dead Vel'Koz, pretty much all to Diana damage from what I could tell. It's just nuts. Remember though, Graves does have Eye of the Herald, so there might be a play to be made off that. And now, unfortunately, we have reached the time that yes, Yuumi has officially abandoned the Ezreal. And Ezreal no longer has a support this game because they are going to probably be permanently on the Graves. Yes, that is a strong combo, but that just irks me. I don't know, again, I don't know if it irks anybody else, but it does irk me. All right, so Pantheon's going to play aggressive because he has to. Overcommitting to the fight, but he doesn't. I don't think there's any vision potentially. He's trying to flash away. That's a really early flash, actually. And he is now... Can he get one kill? It'd be good if he does. Very close. Very good by him. Again, coming out of that whole situation with one kill is actually very good. Well played. Bad by the Aatrox, it has to be said. You know, just leave. Like, in those type of situations, I know the Aatrox is probably thinking, oh, if I could, like, sneakily get this kill. No, screw that. Don't risk it. Because, again, you're risking him letting snowballing more. All right, so Diana's trying to protect it. 2-level difference, by the way. Yuumi ultimate coming through. She actually... Wait, what? Diana killed the Rift Herald before it did the charge, by the way. Remember, she has no... Nice play by Graves. She has no flash, so relatively easy kill there. But yeah, the Diana saved completely the top lane tower. She killed the Rift Herald, I think. She smited it and everything, but I genuinely think she killed the Rift Herald before it could have charged. That's kind of insane. So again, Ezreal, who is now in a 2v1, is getting killed because, again, the support is abandoned. That's my point, is this Ezreal is having zero fun because he's now literally 2v1. That is awful. Pantheon, I believe, ulted mid lane and did get the kill on Vel'Koz, so this isn't looking good. Only Graves is doing well on his team so far. He's the sole carry. And the enemy team has got a strong Pantheon, a strong Diana, a Heimer that's going neutral, but that's not bad. A Aphelios that's way stronger than the Ezreal, and a Sona that scales well. Like, this is not a good situation to be in. So this is going to be interesting to see how this game pans out. I believe roughly we're about halfway through this match. So, yeah. Big buy potential here. Is he going Goredrinker? Again, Goredrinker still is not balanced at all. Yeah, he is. Wow. Goredrinker is definitely not balanced still. Riot, again, we've said it many, many times. They are, I think, nerfing healing in the upcoming patch, but probably not enough knowing Riot. Riot have a really big thing for self-healing. Again, the healing, some people always get a bit confused with it. Where people that go like, healing is strong, they're not saying... And Riot, by the way, has done this as well. When people complain about healing, they're like, hey, but Soraka is fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. Leave Soraka is not what we're saying. Self-healing of champions with like lifesteal, Kayn, Aatrox, Goredrinker in general, it's ridiculously strong and everyone knows it. Oh, Sona positioning, not good. Does get ulted. It flashes away. Aatrox ulting. Can he speed up? Oh, they actually get the Yuumi latch into the kill. Can that become the dragon? Are the enemy team trying to do it very quickly? No, they're not. And now the dragon is started. Enemy team has the dragon advantage at this stage because Graves is overstealing red, and the enemy team are going to attempt to try and stop it. Big Ezreal ult. Very nice. Oh, they do steal it, but they're now all clumping. Graves, I don't know. It gets Goredrinker heal. He's still in the pit. He's going to go down, and that will probably be the end of that. Aatrox going to see if he can do anything here. Ooh, bad flash. Ezreal trying to poke from the side. Aatrox is missing a lot of things, but he will go eventually down. There we go. Unfortunate steal. So again, even though this guy, as we, you know, the title of the video is probably like this Graves is smurfing in Challenger, doesn't mean you're going to perfectly play, you know, and that is something that I think most League players need to remember. It's something that I definitely need to remember. Like, again, I didn't have the best of day today. It just was one of those days that you feel everything is not going your way. But I do personally need to remember that that happens, you know, in Challenger, junglers will miss smites, you know. Enemy team quite desperately going for this play, and that could cost them. Unfortunately not, actually, because Vel'Koz does not have his ult. If he had ultimate, potentially that could have been at least one kill, maybe even two. Enemy team is really overextended for that. Pantheon might be dead. Maybe. Yumi hit that, but that'll be it. Yeah, they're not going. Okay. That's a shame. Graves is actually going to risk going for the enemy territory here because he is expecting that maybe Diana doesn't want to like make her red. So Diana might be here low, or she's going to have to concede the red buff. Or a fight's about to break out. Ezreal really mispositions. Vel'Koz in a big combo. Doesn't have his ultimate yet. It's so close. Graves with a snipe. Oh, what a big snipe. Very close. Yumi's still alive. Graves in the area. Sonar ultimate comes through. Diana does get the kill. And yes, she does have the Sunfire, by the way. Graves will finish off the Diana. There you go. And now Aatrox, of all people, has done a TP flank onto the Sonar. There's the Vel'Koz ultimate, and there is the kill. So very nice fight. Pantheon very late to the fight. And I don't know why he'd go for that. But anyway, he ends up dead, unfortunately for him. And there is it. So you're starting to see the advantage now slightly go to blue team. They are down 2 dragons, so that's not good. What type of dragon is it? It is a wind map. So, you know, not the craziest of dragons, it has to be said, but it's still good to get. And now Rift Herald is once again being started. So again, Graves' highest farm in the match. 8-2-2, being involved in 10 out of the 12 kills. Very impressive. Everything so far than what we've seen is more or less been near perfect. Obviously, yes, you can point little mistakes, you know, not smiting the dragon is a mistake and getting that stolen, but most of those type of dragons genuinely are 50-50. There are certain situations they're not 50-50, like if you're playing Lee Sin or you're playing Nunu, you should never be outsmited, for example. You should be able to time your execute with your smite. So Nunu has his Q, Lee Sin also has his Q, but you time the execute damage of it and it's pretty much unbeatable. But yeah, Diana, I will say, even though she's not at the best of game, well, she's 4-3-2, she's doing okay. She is still playing hyper aggressive and she's playing like she's fed. And I will say, partially it doesn't surprise me because that's just Diana players in a nutshell. That's the Sunfire build. It gives them so much confidence because they're really tanky, right? The only thing with that is it's a very fed Graves. So yes, you can probably kill, she can probably kill everybody on the enemy team apart from the Graves. And that's who she happened to bump into while trying to escape. This Rift Herald is going to make an impact. Obviously the first one got killed. Aatrox just going to run away, is getting flashed on. But again, this is very weird. You know, again, you can start to see the Aatrox isn't doing too bad. But again, yay, they're going to potentially kill the Aatrox. They did, but they've lost 2 towers in mid, and potentially there's even a flank on here. If they don't base quick enough, which I don't think they're going to, he's trying. Ooh, he's really trying, and he got cancelled. No, he didn't. Did he? Yeah, he did. He's ulting away. Oh my god, snap. Good play. He ulted away. That was actually pretty good. I think Graves should have, like, well, Graves mucked up a bit, let's be honest. Aphelios is still here. Oh, so close to the Ezreal there. Bit of an odd play by the enemy team. I don't know why the AD carry is joining the top laner at 18 minutes when there's a Rift Herald in mid lane. I'm not sure about that one. So Graves going to go back. Again, near perfect timing. The dragon is up in 30-odd seconds. So go back, buy, head over to dragon. That's what I would guess he's going to do. He just buys a Moramon Mortius outright. Of course. Yeah, he had that money. And then also buys a Warhammer and a control ward. So he didn't go back for a while. He must have had a lot of gold on him. Wow. And now, yeah, heading over to the dragon is what I expect. Red buff is up. I'd be surprised if Ezreal was given this. Yeah, Ezreal even gives it to him. Why? Like, a 10-2 Graves is much better using the red than a 0-3 Ez. So Graves just hops over to the wall. He's taking the fight. Just goes straight in. Wow, that's aggressive. Not even giving potentially the time. Yeah, doesn't give any time to the enemy team to go steal it. That is obviously one of the big disadvantages of not taking Flash as the Diana. Is yes, she's got her hop, but it's not as good as Flash. Pantheon goes down in the back line. Graves gets, I think, did he get the kill? And now they're potentially on the hunt for even more. Are the enemy team around here, or did they run? Oh no, Heimer's here. Graves can just tower dive without any care in the world. Ooh, what I also like about Goredrinker Graves, again, look at the healing. With again, it does have a Yuumi on him, so it's a bit unfair. But Goredrinker does another thing for Graves that people might not think about. Again, nice tanking of the tower for the Aatrox. And Ezreal gets the ace. One thing that I think Goredrinker is doing for Graves that I've never really particularly noticed, Graves sometimes struggles with his autos. He obviously only has 2 autos per reload. He gets an extra one from using his E, but he struggles because it's a shotgun. It only hits what's in front of him. So if people are good blocking or they go behind a tower, Graves cannot hit them. But Goredrinker will. That's the thing. Goredrinker doesn't rely off his auto attack. Goredrinker is an extra bit of damage that he can also do. Also heals him, even if he can't auto attack somebody. That's actually pretty smart. Damn. Never really thought about that before, but seeing that tower dive made me think about it. But yeah, just to say, everybody, again, we're watching a very fed performance on Graves, and people are going, oh, it would have been good to see him, like, not get so fed. Yeah, he's getting fed in most games, pretty much. 3 games of Graves in a row. Today, he went 10-1-2, 17-4-8, 17-2-6. 3 games in a row in, like, 1,000 LP Challenger, by the way. That's why this guy is legit smurfing in Challenger. Aphelios does escape with Gale Force being used. Ezreal thought he'd say hello. Really odd Aphelios ult, okay. Pantheon in the area does get the kill on Ezreal. Yuumi ult coming down. And then the fed Graves is just so, like, crazy fed. And they're both dead. Again, Graves scales like a monster. And he's this fed. So you combine the two, that he's like a late game hyper carry kind of champion. He's already in that late game status at 21 minutes in the game, with also a Yuumi on top of him. Yeah, it's just kind of nuts how strong this Graves is. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You can E. Okay, he just one-banged that guy. I did not know you could E over that wall, but okay. And chase. Bam, gets a double kill. Diana, unfortunately, isn't going to finish on anybody. Good flash by Vel'Koz into the ult, or whatever he did. W, maybe? And now even Baron. Dude. He's now going to Baron. Oh, my God. Can he solo this? Well, again, solo. Yumi's here, but... Can he do this? So Yumi's tanking it on purpose to let herself get low, and then she can heal the Graves. They're actually doing it. Wow. And now Ezreal, yeah, they're easily doing it. Holy moly. How much gold does Graves have? Let's have a look. 3k gold. Ezreal gets the kill. Graves is like, no, I want more. I don't want to go back. I don't want... He might honestly want 3,600 gold. Or not. So he's going to go back. He will buy Black Cleaver. Yep. Gets himself a Black Cleaver. And then also gets himself a Glacial Buckler. Wow. So again, he doesn't even need more damage. He just needs survivability. And realistically, Aphelios is a scary scaling champion. And Pantheon has some strength at the moment. And both of those are just going to get countered by armor. And his mana. Mana is always a harsh thing with Graves. It's giving him both of those things. Pretty smart. Again, I will say, I played earlier and we had a Swain on my team against a Yone. Really smart what that guy did. He literally, in the lane phase, he bought a Warden's Mail, left it for a while, completed his Leandry, and then second item, he got Frozen Heart. The Yone could do nothing. It was actually hilarious, and I was like, I'm going to do that myself if I'm against something like that. Why would you willingly take that engage? So here we go, 3v1, or 3v2 technically. Kind of forget Yuumi. They just don't have the damage. Graves is just outscaled. They just simply don't do enough damage. Yeah, this Graves is nuts, by the way. And I will say, part of, I would say, the strength of Goredrinker, and, you know, I will admit this, is the Goredrinker champions, I think, are able to purchase a bunch of strong items. Goredrinker itself is strong. Mortius is strong. And you're combining that with a strong champion. So I think that's what happens to the Goredrinker champions, is they have strong items, they have strong healing, and Riot has nerfed anti-heal for some reason, and all of that together, it's just a recipe for a very strong combo. But yeah, 17-2-6 Graves, he's absolutely smurfing. Like, literally just today, he is on a one. He's only won today. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's played 6 games of solo queue today, and he's won every single one. He's ranked 26 on the ladder, nearly 1,300 LP. He's getting fed in pretty much every single game. It's just mad, like, literally. And he also, by the way, he plays ARAMs. Like, that is one thing I will say, because people say to me, how do you improve? Good players, not all, but good players, a lot of them play ARAM, because how do you get good at team fighting? ARAM is a great way of doing it, because you're constantly team fighting. That's what an ARAM is. So genuinely, I would recommend people, if you want to get better at team fight, play ARAM. Anyway, that is going to be it. If you guys did enjoy this crazy Graves, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power.